Hello, everybody. My name is Jake Thorne. Today, I will be doing a presentation on Passover or Pesach in Hebrew. This is a major holiday in Judaism, and it celebrates the exodus of Jews from Egypt. So let's go over my connection to Passover, or what intrigued me about it enough to do a presentation today. So I think the most obvious answer is that I was raised Jewish in a Reformed Jewish household, and if you didn't know, that's just the more liberal or more modern approach or interpretation of Judaism. And I think my experience as a Jew is a little bit unique just because I didn't really appreciate the value of my Jewish identity or the holidays around it, including Passover, until very recently. I was kind of introverted as a kid. Didn't really like these huge events that my parents threw, especially Passover. We did Passover the biggest. But if there's any boon of pandemic or any bright side that you can pull out of the situation, it's that I don't ever think I'm going to take those family events for granted anymore because nothing is guaranteed. Um, you never know when another pandemic is going to hit and you're not going to be able to see them or congregate them comfortably. Um, you're just you're just not going to know. And also, it's coming up pretty soon. It's coming up in like less than a month, and hopefully, in my research, and I can bring some kind of cool information back to Grandma for my Zoom Seder. So I think it's important to talk about some background of Passover before we get more deep into the nitty gritty. So, like I said before, Passover tells the story of the Israelites' exodus from Egypt, and it's celebrated with a Seder and a retelling of the story. And what's really cool about that is, every family Seder is different. I've probably been to 3 or 4 families, different Seders every year, and they're completely unique. My family, we do a play to tell the story. We've done it like 16 years running, and it's a little bit stale at this point. But don't tell Grandma I said that. Um, some families do it really formal, some do it really casual, some bring in live performers. It's really cool. um, and I think the most important aspect is also this dietary restriction that we have during Passover. For 7 days you can't eat leavened bread, so that's your bagels, your bread, um, just slices like sandwich bread, hot dog buns, pasta, cookies, cakes, all this really good stuff you're not allowed to eat anymore. You instead replace that with matzah, which is like kind of like flatbread, like a cracker. So some of the central themes of religion that I think Passover is related to, it's this, ritual of this holiday, the tradition that you do year after year. It's, um, it's an excuse to congregate and celebrate with your family. It also, kind of ties into that oral tradition aspect of Judaism, is passing down the story generation to generation, Lador Vador. This I also thought a connection I made was like this leap of faith. Like, we tell this kind of, non-substantiated story year after year after year because, we can, if we cast aside our disbelief, we can pull a lot of valuable insights from the story. Um, and again, with that community thing, especially during the pandemic, it's really hard. People haven't had access to that. And I'm sure everyone's going to be very excited to be going back to in-person Seder soon. And it's also that, reflection, um, looking back on, how privileged you are as a person and trying to be more conscious of, how you act as a person as well. And then some intersection that Passover might have with other faiths. I think the most obvious answer would be Ramadan, because, they have a dietary restriction as well. Um, Not being able to eat during certain time intervals during a day. And I think that speaks to the sacrifice and the empathy roots of both of those religions, Judaism and Islam. Both, I think there were some like sacrificial roots within those religions, and it's kind of learning how to evaluate where you are as a person and to empathize with those who might not be as fortunate. And then that ties into the duty aspect as well. What are you going to do about it? Um, how can you change the world for the better? And then it's that keeping history alive through storytelling as well, that are present in a lot of different religions as well. And then just to wrap up, looking to the future of Passover, I think it's going to last for as long as Judaism lasts. But then that begs the question. I feel like what I've experienced, at least as a half Jewish person, my mom's Jewish and my dad is not Jewish. A lot of the heritage that might have been passed down to me if my dad was Jewish is just lost on me. So let's say, maybe I don't marry a Jewish woman. Is that, half of my Jewish side not going to be as present in my offspring as well? And then if that keeps permeating generation to generation, how long will the story be told? We don't quite know. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I hope you learned something. Have a great day.